This is The Top, where I interview entrepreneurs who are number one or number two in their industry in terms of revenue or customer base. You'll learn how much revenue they're making, what their marketing funnel looks like, and how many customers they have.
I'm now at $20,000 per talk.
5 and 6 million.
He is hell-bent on global domination. We just broke our 100,000 unit sold mark.
And I'm your host, Nathan Latka.
Okay, Top Tribe, this week's winner is Charlie Daggs, okay? He was a middle manager at a manufacturing company. He wants to break free, and he won the $100 I give out every Monday. For your chance to win, simply subscribe to the podcast on iTunes right now, and then text the word Nathan to 33444 to prove that you did it. Folks, many of you reach out to me and you say, Nathan, so many guests on your show talk about the importance of batching. But whenever I try and batch, you tell me this. You go, Nathan, they don't book back-to-back times. Or they don't show up after they book. It's frustrating. The answer is, guys, you have to use smart tools. I use a tool called Acuity Scheduling at nathanlatka.com/schedule. I'll tell you specifically how I use it later on in the episode. Nathan Latka here. This is episode 597, and coming up tomorrow morning, you're going to learn from Oliver. His company's called FidsUp, and they've raised $3.7 million helping 2,500 retail locations track in-store visits from advertising. They've got a team of 25 people and are growing fast. The question remains, though, how are they tracking between digital phones and computers, and if that person actually walks into a retail location? Well, it's genius. Tune in to find out. Good morning, everybody. Nathan Latka here. Our guest today is Will Dinkel, and he is the CEO and co-founder of Nova. Prior to founding Nova, Will developed his passion for enterprise sales while working in various technology and sales roles at Cloudflare, Flare, and HP. Will studied engineering and business at Cal Poly and Harvard Business School. Will, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, very cool. So tell us first, what is Nova.ai and how do you generate revenue?
Yeah, so Nova AI is a sales product that uses AI to help SDRs and AEs set appointments more effectively. So today, a lot of sales orgs, they're either doing a lot of kind of high volume spamming or they're doing a lot of hand personalization and research. What Nova does is it helps sales reps have highly personalized one-to-one individual messages that they can create in just 10, 20, 30 seconds rather than 30 minutes using AI technology.
And are you also helping with getting the lead in the first place?
We don't do that.
Okay.
We don't get leads. What we do is we just help people convert at about a 4 to 5 times higher rate than they are without our product.
So I'm going to try and dumb this down real quick. I think you're probably way more powerful than this. But people listening, you can think of this like hyper-personalized mail merge. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's you can use it in a one-off context, a mail merge context, an inbound context, but exactly, it's just kind of hyper-powering your ability to send emails, sales emails.
All right, Will, and we're all capitalists. What about the money? How do you make revenue?
So it's a SaaS product.
You're a Harvard guy. You really like money, right?
Yeah. Well, it definitely keeps the lights on. SaaS product, pretty standard. You pay by the seat kind of thing.
And on average, what is it per seat?
It comes in about, similar to competitive products. It depends on the deal size. What we do is very unique, but the types of products we go up against are pretty well known. And
like
I'd
who?
say, so we go up against dumb workflow products. We call ourselves a smart workflow product, an intelligent sales product. I think, today where the market is, there's a lot of products that are just built around mail merge, like, built around phone calling. So things like inside sales, things like Yesware, like that's what the lay salesperson today is using. So, which is great for us because, we love being compared to those products.
And what is so just give us an average, because I don't want to go into every single different type of customer, but on average, what's the seat? What are people paying you per seat?
Yeah, so list price is $150, and but depending on the deal size, the standard stuff for enterprise SaaS, you end up with a blended price point, but that's the starting point.
Great, and then let's go back. Let's capture more of the story. So you were at Cloudflare and HP. What year did you leave and start the business?
Yeah, so we started Nova in Q1 of 2015. So we've been around almost 2 years now. And, really the inspiration came when I was running the enterprise sales team at Cloudflare. So we used to do a lot of this personalization manually. And we saw, number one, how effective it was. But number two, how incredibly hard it was to scale, to measure, to track, to institute across a team of more than a couple people. So what we said is, hey, well, there's got to be a better way to do this. Can we do it with software? And that's really what led us down this road. My co-founder, he's somebody whom I'd known from undergrad. He was going to MIT when I was at HBS. Thankfully got him to take the plunge with me, and it's been off to the races since.
This is Brian.
Exactly. Yeah. Brian Poodle.
Very cool. And what's your team size today?
Yeah, so we just crossed 10 employees. So we're a seed stage startup, pretty small team, but grown pretty quickly.
All in San Francisco?
Couple remote, but 8 of the 10 are in San Francisco.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're not paying everyone $300,000 salaries then, right?
No, 400,000. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, it's crazy. It is crazy.
It doesn't even cover rent.
San Francisco is like a different world. I go there and I'm like, this is just crazy. I feel like I'm in a game or something.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, lately, I grew up in LA, and I go down to LA, and I'll be down in Santa Monica, and I'll look at the menu at a restaurant and be like, oh my God, this is so cheap.
Yeah. Exactly.
What am I talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So 10 people, mostly in San Francisco. You said your seed stage. How much total capital have you raised to date?
So we raised a few million. We haven't announced it yet. We're going to announce it in a few weeks, though.
Oh, nice. Hey, so Will, everyone's going to hear this, obviously, but this will go live the middle of March. So I'm happy to keep it off the record until then, but you're welcome to share it. Again, no one will hear it until mid-March.
Oh, yeah. So we raised 2.25 so far. Salesforce Ventures is one of the investors, among a few others. So, pretty exciting stuff.
So 2.2, you said?
2.25.
Yeah. That's great. And was that a priced round, or was that a convertible note?
Oh man, in true YC fashion, we did it all in safes.
Yeah, that's great. I'm shocked. There's a trend happening as I interview these CEOs. These safes are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and investors are totally comfortable doing many, many millions of dollars all in a safe.
Well, it's a really interesting thing, because a lot of my friends, they'll do like a 1 million seed round or even less maybe, and have a priced round and, establish a board. We don't have a board. We kind of just cobble it together from our advisors and people we pull in. But it's an interesting question. You see what's happening in the market, but it's definitely different.
Yeah. From your perspective, why did you choose to do that instead of trying to nail down valuation now?
When we started, we did an angel round on notes. And so it was kind of just keeping with the same tradition. And then, going through YC, they taught us a lot. I mean, they're pretty knowledgeable about a lot of things, and they pushed really hard for the safe. And much of our fundraise came on the heels of just finishing YC. So it just kind of naturally developed that way.
So fast forward us, you launched in 2015, you go through YC, you raised, 2.25. How many kind of customers or logos are you serving to date? Yeah.
So we just crossed 100 customers.
Oh, great.
So got some pretty good traction going, and we're really excited to expand quite a bit this upcoming year.
And a lot of people, this varies drastically depending on which enterprise B2B company you're talking to that uses number of seats as a lever to drive ARPU increases. On average, how many seats does one of these 100 companies have with you?
Yeah, so that's been what the whole, I'd say, last 6 months are about. We're going through YC, we're mopping up, but mostly in kind of an SMB context, working with really small teams, 1, 2, 3, 4 salespeople, sometimes 10, but generally, smaller teams. And, we went through a pretty deep dev cycle just to kind of support teams, to support the features that VPs of sales need to scale our product in their orgs. And now we're coming in, we're looking at seat size deals of 15, 20, on average right now for our new deals. So we've been moving up market a bit, very intentionally.
Okay. So, is it, I'm going to do back the napkin math. If we do 10 seats for your 100 logos, is it fair to say you have somewhere around 1,000 sales reps using you?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Do you care about that number?
No. Yeah. I think that's actually pretty accurate.
Okay, cool.
I haven't checked lately. But,
is that something you? I'm always curious what a guy like you tracks. Every morning, your alarm goes off. The first thing you refresh on your phone is some analytics to see what happened overnight. What are those numbers you care about every day?
Honestly, at this stage, my biggest thing is just making sure the team is functioning well. And I'd say for the sales reps, the easy thing about account executives is they already have their tracking kind of built into the way that they're compensated. And as far as the dev team goes, making sure they're tracking against the milestones and knowing the priorities. But for me, it's less about the business metrics. I know you could say is it number of seats, number of emails? It's really about just tracking and making sure that everybody's working really hard and understands the priorities and is being effective.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where 80% of my time goes.
Yeah, great. Well, and teach us more kind of about unit economics, which we'll get into in a second in terms of, things like, how you're acquiring customers, things like that. First, though, is the back of the napkin math as simple as taking around 1,000 seats times around $150 ARPU to get around 150 grand in MRRs where you guys are at right now?
So actually, it's 150 a month per rep. So,
yeah. So if I do 150 a month per rep times 1,000 reps, you're doing about 150 grand per month or somewhere around there.
Yeah, we're doing well.
You don't have to confirm or deny though, but is that math basically accurate?
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
we're scaling, and so it's a pretty good time, pretty exciting time for us.
What do you focus on? So coming right out of YC and kind of raising the capital, 2016, obviously you did X amount of revenue. What are you kind of targeting in terms of growth rate in 2017?
So we look at it in terms of headcount. So right now we're looking to add 3 classes of AEs this year.
Guys.
3 additional ones. Yeah, with 3 per class, 3 AEs per class, and we expect a 2 to 3 month ramp. So we scale our sales in classes of 3 AEs, an SDR, and a customer success rep.
Okay, so you have a customer success rep and 1 SDR. That 1 SDR is enough to power 3 account executives?
Yeah, combined with marketing.
Okay.
So we put some money into that as well to drive some inbounds.
Interesting. Yeah, guys, audience, just so you know, you guys have maybe heard me talk about this with other B2B kind of enterprise SaaS folks. Everyone has a different combination of kind of how many, SDRs they have, which are typically generating leads for account executives, and the account executives then close. And depending on how much folks are putting into paid marketing every month, the ratio of SDRs to AEs goes up and down. So Will, you guys, it sounds like, are about 3 to 1.
Yeah, and another wrinkle here is we use our own software for our SDRs, and so
that's not a wrinkle. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So one of our SDRs who's cranking can do 20 to 30 appointments a week.
That's amazing for those AEs across all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Okay, good. That's helpful. Have any customers churned? What's your gross customer churn monthly?
When we were early on, we had a couple, some small customers, and being in market a year, a lot of startups come, a lot of startups go. But otherwise, the product it's a pretty hefty product. Most people are happy with it once they get it installed, and it's something that you need to set up and get your team ramped up on. So we haven't seen too much in terms of churn. I think people are mostly happy. We'll see how it plays out in the next year once these annual contracts start coming up. But I feel pretty confident that from a customer satisfaction standpoint, we're doing very well.
Is marketing spending any money yet on paid acquisition?
It's actually funny. So I was resistant to this. Just this morning, I was setting up, literally just prior to this interview, I was setting up our Facebook ads account, and our marketing director, he's been all over me on this. He said, let's do a few thousand a month. Let me prove you wrong.
Try it.
Yeah, so we're experimenting with that now. We'll see how it goes. Maybe check in a month, and I'll tell you how that's been humming along.
Okay, but nothing to date.
No, nothing to date.
So these SDRs, when they're setting up 20 to 30 meetings for your account, AEs per week, I think you said, they're only using your internal system to do that, right?
Exactly.
Those leads?
Yeah, it's just direct. Yeah, they're just going out cold to VPs of sales at companies of 150 plus employees.
Awesome. Well, hey, before we wrap up, Will, and get into my favorite part of the show, what are you guys? How do you guys beat a company like a Yesware? Because it sounds like it's more of a marketing problem than a tech problem. It sounds like you think you have better tech.
Yeah, I mean, I think so it's an interesting market. I'd say it's still pretty nascent. A lot of companies are coming online and buying sales tools, sales workflow products, typically for the first time. So I think, the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years is going to be a bit of a land grab. The biggest competitor is just people who have nothing right now. I think it's true for any startup that's going into a market where they're catching up, or there's already some semi-established players. Is you kind of got to use the judo strategy, focus on what you do best. Don't get dragged into trying to do everything else that everyone else does, because that's how you really lose, is when you look at these other products and you start to get lured into building everything they're building. What we do is we focus on the thing that we do best, that nobody else is even close to doing, which is the AI, the personalization, the data to actually understand what's effective, what's not. The targeting. So So all that stuff, our special sauce, and that's what we focus on as much as we possibly can.
Guys, I get asked all the time, Nathan, you host all these interviews, hundreds of them per month. How do you do them efficiently? And guys, the answer is simple. People always agree to my calendar, back-to-back meetings. I batch my interviews to stay very efficient. And the way that I do it is I use a tool called Acuity Scheduling at nathanlatka.com/schedule. And the reason I use them is very simple. They keep my no-show rate very low because they send out reminders about when the interview or the meeting is coming up. And also, they make it very easy to schedule time, right? I don't have to go back and forth via email 10,000 times with people I'm trying to meet with. Okay, at nathanlatka.com/schedule. It helps me so much. And by the way, look, I have so many meetings. I'm the best in meetings. Okay, I do them back to back, very, very efficient. You guys know me. Many people say I'm the most efficient they've ever seen. Okay, so I use the tool. It's so efficient. And by the way, I got Gavin. I said, Gavin, he's the CEO. I said, I want a great deal for my people. He said, Nathan, well, most people get a 14-day trial. Isn't that great? I said, no. He's given us a 45-day free trial at nathanlatka.com/schedule. That's not going to stay up forever, so go get it now. nathanlatka.com/schedule. All right, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Will, number one, what's your favorite business book?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I just finished one. What was it? The Art of Presenting, I think it is, by Jerry Weissman.
That's a good one. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Oh, CEO I'm studying or following. There's another company that we went through YC with, and I think their CEO is brilliant. He's Travis Kimmel at Get Prime. And I think their company's brilliant. I think their product's brilliant. They're just a seed stage company, but he definitely is an inspiring dude.
Number three, is there a favorite online tool you have, like Acuity Scheduling?
Can I say Nova?
Besides your own, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. I guess Acuity Scheduling.
You use Acuity a lot?
No, no, I don't. I was just out there. I thought maybe I had an association with it.
No. What's one that you use, like every day or every week? It can be to help you stay organized, anything.
Yeah. I'm pretty old school, man. You know what I use? What I use most heavily is I just have my notes, my Apple Notes, and every day I come in and I reprioritize my day, and I reprioritize my week, and then I kind of groom the backlog for a couple minutes too. So awesome. I just I live off to-do lists, and given that, I should have a better one than Apple Notes, but
it's the easiest. Number four, yes or no? Do you get 8 hours of sleep every night?
I try. Last night I did. I'm happiest when I do. So I try to get 8, 9, 10 actually.
And what's your situation? Married, single? Do you have kids?
In a relationship, not married.
Okay, so not married and no kids, right?
No kids, no.
All right. And how old are you?
32.
All right. Last question, Will. Take us back 12 years. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Oh, man. I wish my 20-year-old self was a bit more ambitious. It wasn't until I really I was a pretty lazy student actually in undergrad. And I think I just didn't have anybody to show me the way or, help me understand why I should be ambitious at that age. So I think I would love to just kind of show my 20-year-old self a little bit of the future and kind of help let that marinate a bit.
Says the guy that went through Cal Poly and Harvard Business School. There you guys have it from Will Dinkel. Again, launched Nova.ai back in 2015. Just got done going through Y Combinator, raised about 2.25 on a safe, has about 100 logos using him, about 1,000 seats total, around $150 ARPU, so somewhere around 150 grand in MRR, growing fast. No paid marketing yet. Too early to look at churn. Again, team of 10 out there in San Francisco, helping you manage and close leads and deals faster. Will, thank you for taking us to the top.
Yeah, thank you so much.
If you enjoyed Will today, go back and listen to Tatiana yesterday. They gave up 6% of their business for $150,000 from 500 startups. They're now based in Mountain View with 3 co-founders and 4 employees. They help passengers, over 1,000 of them, get to where they want to go with an average transaction value of about $420. Top Tribe, I love giving away free money. I feel like Oprah giving away cars, and I have something special for you today. How many of you have heard our super sharp guests talk about success they've had with Facebook and Google Ads? Well, all of you listening right now, yes, if you're listening, you get $100 in free AdWords. Here's how you get it, okay? Again, thanks for listening. Get the free $100 from Google, right, when you sign up with my website host provider, HostGator. Go sign up now to get your free money. HostGator.com/Nathan. Again, that's HostGator.com/Nathan. Okay, Top Tribe, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. And don't forget, before you listen to any other episodes, subscribe on iTunes right now for your chance to win $100 every Monday.